Hi everyone, Roger here from Ask the Car Experts YouTube channel, and today I want to talk about something that's pretty important, the cigarette lighter port. Zine and I are going to show you everything you need to know to check your cigarette lighter port on a BMW X5 E70, and if you're looking for a specific fuse, just let me know the last 7 of the VIN and I'll get back to you on what fuse to check on your BMW. I would recommend that you have a test light to do these steps. You can use a voltmeter, and this is just a nice kit that I like, this 20-piece back probe kit for different kinds of testing. I'll show you how to check for power up at the cigarette lighter socket, and we're going to pop the fuse, and then I'll show you how to do all the testing. Alright, we're going to start by setting up our test light. You do need a good ground. This isn't usually the best ground, but it is a good place to grab right here at the door check, right on the bolt right here, and sneak this around. So using a test light, what's nice about a test light, it has a real bulb. Don't get the one that has a voltmeter built in and gives you a reading. Get one that has a bulb because it can tell you if there's amperage behind it. If it's dim, it means it's low amperage. If it doesn't light and you see 12 volts, it means there's no amperage. But if it lights nice and bright, you know there's amperage. So take your test light. The sides here are ground, so that's not where you want to check. You actually want to go deep inside here, right to the bottom, and you can see right there my test light is lighting. So I'll come up and it's off, and I'm down to the bottom. I'm blocking with my hand, of course. Here we go. Right, so you can see I'm straight down. Now don't touch the sides. If we touch the sides, which I don't even think I can do with this one, we're gonna pop the fuse. So if you have some device that's not working and you just did this check, it's probably the device itself. You can have these side springs here get weak, right? And you can actually pry them out a little bit if that's your problem, because that's a ground. Basically on these devices, these spring retainers around the outer edge are your ground, and this right here is where it gets power. So you take your test light and you go straight down to the bottom, and you can see it's lighting my test light. Let me show you how to check the cigarette lighter socket also with the DVOM. We don't want to be in ohms anymore. We have to be in volts DC, not AC. Alternated current is like 120 volts for your house. We need volts with a straight line. Now, I don't have 6 hands, so I can't go ahead and hold everything in place. So I'm going to use this cool set that I like. It's a 20-piece back probe kit, number 23500 from Tool Aid, and it comes with a couple of adapters. This one has a little alligator clip, and you can actually plug that right into your common ground on your voltmeter, and then hook this up to a ground. Actually, we might even be able to hook that up right to the ground for the cigarette lighter. Of course, we just have to be careful not to touch the ends together and pop the fuse. This is a really good test using a voltmeter. You can see I can take this end and hook it right to, okay, so that's going to be my ground. The ground is actually the outer housing. So that's why when you drop a penny in and it touches the sides, you pop this. All right, so I'm in volts DC, direct current. Right, so a straight line, it's direct, it's not alternating up and down. And I'm going to take the other end of the probe and I'm going to go straight down and not touch the sides, and I should get a reading, and my reading is 14.85. I could monitor the alternator output voltage right here at the cigarette lighter socket if I really wanted to. So I have 14.88 coming from my alternator, and this is how you would prove that your cigarette lighter socket is good and ready to go if you're using a voltmeter and not a test light. Actually, I want to pop the fuse, which is, oh, there it goes. All right, I just arced it, and, oh, no, I didn't arc it enough. Oh, there we go, that was a good spark. All right, so I let the smoke out. I saw a little puff of smoke. Now when I check it, oh no, my fuse is blown. On a BMW E70, the fuse is going to be located in the rear fuse panel. So you have to come to the rear hatch and pull this side panel off right here. And then in here, lift this up, and I'm going to tuck this hopefully out of the way in a second. And this is where the fuse is going to be for the cigarette lighter. Now, if you want to check out how to read the wiring diagram, I'll go over the wiring diagram at the end. But we're going to go ahead with the full testing. So we need fuse 111. And I'll show a picture of the fuse location. And this is 111 right here. So you would take your test light once again, and you have to find a good ground. This right here at this stud for this light is a good ground. So I'm going to hook my test light up to that. And I can verify if my ground is good by just checking another fuse. Alright, so I'm good. And you always check both sides independently. And that's good. So I have power on one side, it's what you want to see, and power on the other side. Alright, so we're going to go up to our fuse 111 for our cigarette lighter. This is a 20 amp mini fuse. So, oh, I have power, so my fuse is good, right? Well, you have to check the other side too. And it doesn't light the test light. So I have power on one side, that's coming from the vehicle, and then it goes across the element in the fuse to the other side and then out to the cigarette lighter, which on this side I have no power whatsoever. So let's pop that fuse out. Oh, look at this, my fuse diagram's actually still here. So if we look at this, this shows you all the fuses. I believe 111's got to be in here somewhere. There's 111, so you have to figure out the way you're looking at it in the car right here. And you can see here's my 30G relay. This is the 30G relay right here. So even it's upside down. So 111 is 110, 111. You can see it would be like that. So I'm in the right spot, 111 right there. That's how you read these stupid little diagrams. Now BMW in their infinite wisdom said it must be hard to pull these fuses out. So they give you this little red holder right here, and hopefully it's there on your car. This is the fuse puller. So we're going to come up, just clip it, squeeze it, and pull that fuse out. So a lot of times just a quick visual inspection of the fuse will enable you to tell whether that fuse is bad. You know, I can see that nice hot spot right in there. But we can check this with a voltmeter in the ohms setting, and we can actually put a little bit of voltage through this with our voltmeter. And if this is not open, we'll get voltage going all the way through, and we'll get an ohmage reading. And I'll show you a good fuse as well. All right, I have my voltmeter set up here. I want to set it to ohms. This is ohms right here. That symbol right there. That's alternating current. This is direct current. And we want ohms right there, or you can set it to a tone. Whoops. Tone is that right there. So if you have continuity and you can't see your meter, it will beep at you and you know you have continuity. But we're going to set it to ohms. Let's take a good fuse first. And we just want to check from one end of the fuse to the other. And a small amount of voltage goes through your fuse, and then it reads out the resistance reading of that fuse, which we can see. That's me moving, which is why I changed to 0.9. It is 0.2 ohms. So we can determine that this actually is a good fuse. Let's test a bad fuse. So we have a fuse that we suspect is bad. Maybe you can't see inside of it. Not all of them are clear. You want to go on one side and the other, and we want to check out to see if you get any kind of a reading. That was actually probably going through my body where you saw that reading right there. Right? See right there? So if I'm touching my finger, the electricity is actually going through my hand, so you might get some weird readings. Look at that. Actually, we saw 0.2. That's actually through my finger, and it's hot out, so there's some extra moisture on my hands, and it's humid out as well. So make sure you're not crossing. It reads OL, which means that there's an open circuit, and that's that burnt spot right there. All right, so pretty simple. You just have to a lot of times know where these fuses are. So like I said, if you need to find the location, let me know, and I need the last 7 of the VIN, and I'll try to get you the general location of the fuse that you need. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pop that in, and now I can check it with my test light again. I should have power. We knew we had power on this side. I shouldn't have power on the other side because this fuse is now good. So now I can go back up to my cigarette lighter socket and just verify that my power is good. Let's put this cool little thing back right here. A lot of these cars, you find these are missing. Can I do it with one hand? There we go. And we want to put our fuse holder back as well. Right there. All right, let's go up to the front. All right, we're all hooked up, and again, don't touch the sides. It's like playing that operation game that we all hated as a kid, and you pop the fuse. But straight down. Oops, I'm sliding all over the place, and you can see my test light is lit versus not lit. So I have now corrected my fuse issue, and you know, again, if you know where the fuse is, you can check it, and then an easy test, take your device, put it into the cigarette lighter socket, and it should kick on for you, and then you know you got it. Hopefully you found that helpful for that quick tutorial on how to test your cigarette lighter socket. It's probably one of the most common spots for someone to accidentally pop the fuse. Showed you the location, how to test it with a test light and a voltmeter, so you're good to go. And it gave you some tips and tricks on how to use a voltmeter and a test light, plus how to test a fuse. I'm going to be posting some other videos pertaining to electrical diagnosis to help you guys out, some basics, and then all the way working up into some more advanced techniques. So make sure to watch out for those videos, and please remember to like and subscribe to Ask the Car Expert's YouTube channel. I will talk to you guys soon.